The Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 is a heck of a vehicle. It's the only Wrangler that has the Hemi motor built into it, so while the gas mileage might be a little lacking, the 0 to 60 fun factor is certainly not. This gentleman wanted to upgrade his car audio system because he had first worked with us in the past with his other Jeep Wrangler, and he was less than impressed with the Alpine system that Jeep had installed from the factory. Overall, the sound wasn't that great. It was real boomy sounding in the bass department, and the highs never really got crisp. Everything was kind of muffled and muddled together. The only requirements that the gentleman had asked for was that he wanted it to be better than what we had done in his previous Jeep. Better in terms of quality, sound quality, as well as bass response. The Jeep had come fully loaded in terms of, it had Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, satellite radio, big touchscreen, an 8.4-inch touchscreen from the factory. So he had everything he needed in the factory radio except for the quality of sound that something like the updated Alpine we installed could deliver. The equipment we selected to put in was stuff that I've used in Jeep Wranglers previously, and something that the customer was also familiar with in terms of Focal speakers, JL audio amplification, those types of things. He had really nice success with the previous Jeep and wanted to mirror that to an extent, plus make some overall enhancements. We really didn't give up too much space. The amplifiers each tucked away under the front seat. Speakers were behind the speaker grills that were existing. The biggest piece that stuck out, so to speak, was the subwoofer that went on the swing gate. That's about 7¼ inches in depth, so the customer ended up losing about 7¼ inches of space back in that cargo area. The amplifiers were tucked away under each front seat with a pair of specialized JL audio brackets that held each amplifier kind of up at an angle so that rear passengers could sit there and extend their legs and their feet without kicking the amp. The subwoofer went on the rear swing gate. It was fastened there with, I believe it's 4 screws to hold it firmly in place. The stereo didn't have to be replaced. There's specialized parts that would have allowed us to keep that in place and then update everything else that we did. The big pull for the Alpine system was the enhanced sound quality that piece could deliver versus the factory radio, mainly due to the fact that the sound components inside the Alpine are far better than what the factory radio had built in. Jeep Wranglers are fantastic vehicles, but the sound systems have been lacking for years. The JL was a massive improvement just in terms of feel and comfort versus the older JK models, but there was a lot to be desired in the audio. It doesn't seem like Jeep had done anything to upgrade that. The upgrade was phenomenal. It was probably, we've done a lot of Jeep Wranglers, but this was probably the best sounding one to date. Thank you so much for allowing me to tell you about our Project 392 that we just worked on and we just completed. It was a really fun build. It sounded amazing. We can do the same for you. So swing by our Montgomeryville showroom here in Pennsylvania.